Rick, it's absolutely freezing
Cold,
here.
eh?
Oh my goodness, there was hailstones and everything through that. It wasn't a glorious game for quality, was it? But after a bad start, because it was a bad start, they were all over us and they got a goal as well. Tony Marshall gets us back into the game and we got something positive to at least bring back to OT.
Yeah, obviously the away goal's important. You'd probably take a 1-1. You wouldn't take a 0-0, would you? But you'd take a 1-1. Bruges, obviously, the sort of team that United would often expect to be able to beat comfortably in years gone by. But I think they're doing better than they used to do. They're a better side. You know, everyone's talking about they drew in Madrid, didn't they?
They did,
in the
yeah.
group stages. And they could have had another goal as well when they were 1-up. You know, we took a little bit of
Shaky start.
Yeah, it was a shaky start. It was quite a while before we got a good foothold in the game. I thought Brandon Williams had a terrible start to the game.
He did.
One went under his foot, and you know, a couple of dodgy passes. Just on Brandon Williams, I was interested at the end, by the way, that he switched him to right back when he made the substitutions, and he's right-footed. It's the first time I've seen him play right back. So that was
putting him some balls as well, maybe a different aspect for him. Yeah. I mean, the shape, you know, he went with the 5 again, or the 3-5-2, however you want to call it. I mean, is that? I asked him in the press conference, is that something he's going to go with? Yeah, and he sort of said, Man United is a team that we shouldn't really have 3 centre halves, etc., etc. So I was surprised to see him then do it sort of against this sort of side. I thought we would have kind of went at it. Did that, you know, hinder us in our performance, you reckon, or?
I don't know if it hindered us because they were electric to start with. Maybe it was important that we had the extra defenders. I mean, they call it 3-5-2 and some call it 5-3-2, but when you're under a bit of pressure, to start with, Brandon Williams and Diego Dalot, I know Dalot can play on the wing, but naturally they're both full-backs. So you are playing with a back 5 when they've got the ball, and it's a proper back 5. They're all defenders. So I don't think it was a bad thing today. I really don't, because they were electric to start with.
And you got in midfield, you had your boy Matic with Pereira next to him. I mean, Pereira.
A lot of people come on and they go, oh, he said Matic again, he said Shaw again. Do it by process of elimination. Lingard was terrible, Pereira was terrible, Marshall's on his own struggling a little bit, Lindelof was pretty poor, Dalot was pretty poor, Williams had a terrible first half. Do you know what I mean?
There wasn't much out there, was there?
Not much for him to compete with.
Yeah,
you know, Matic was probably, Shaw was probably man of the match, but you know, not far behind him, Shaw, Matic, Mata and Marshall all played well. All my favourite players. They all played
the proof
well.
backs up the agenda, Rick.
It's there. It's there.
No, but it's true though. They were feeding off scraps, weren't they?
Yeah,
and you know, Martial's goal, I think the Bruges defender thought, I've got this, and just Martial just thought you ain't, and just breezed past him. And it's a good finish because there wasn't a lot for him to feed off. Then he hit the post as well. So you know, a lot of criticism on Martial. There has been over the last couple of months, people saying he's lazy, he's not working hard enough, but the numbers speak for themselves, don't they? And you know, like you said, his ratio is good. The goal against Chelsea as well. Is he starting to kick on now?
I hope so. I'm over the moon that he scored in 2. I know one's a league game and one's a cup tie, but he scored in 2 consecutive games. We've got Watford at Old Trafford. I'd love him to score again. Too many people, when they talk about, I know goals are important, of course they are, but so long as the team scores, it doesn't matter who scores. But too many people actually point at a striker's goals record to say if he's any good or not. Marshall's a quality player, whether he's scoring goals or not.
End of. And the Gallo, come on. Look, for the Watford game, let's look forward, because every time we go on a little run, or we try to go on a little run, we get a big result, like the City or the Spurs results, etc. Then we faltered at Everton and then Watford. We've beaten Chelsea. We've cut that gap to 3 points. We're still obviously in the Europa League. That's done and dusted in terms of waiting for the return leg. But Watford at home, they're fighting for their lives down there, relegation. You can't expect an easy game. But do you think we can go and get 3 points there and then start? You know, Chelsea got Spurs, so there's points to be dropped there.
I really do. I really do think we can. I've not been as confident in a game all season. When we've had a couple of, I mean, obviously we've drawn here, but it's a decent result. So we've had a good win, a decent draw, and now Watford at home, a game that you'd normally expect to win. I haven't been confident in them games this season, but I am this week.
Why? What makes you feel that?
Fernandez, he's got a little bit of stuff to get out of his game, like the long distance shots and that, but he's obviously taken the place of Pereira in the league, hasn't he? And Lingard's not going to get games. He's absolutely a colossal difference compared to those. And all the good players you can get on the field, the more good players you get on the field, you know, he links up so well with Juan Mata. They look for each other. I think Mata sees him come on the field and thinks, wow, I've not had this, playing with Lingard and Prey. He gives the ball to Fernandes, makes a little bit of space, gets it back. Do you know what I mean? The good players like playing together. I mean, Mata probably won't play at weekend. I've got a feeling Igalo will play. I like Igalo again.
Against his old side?
Yeah, there was a long ball up the left that he miscontrolled. It went out for a throw, but it wasn't an easy one. But in general, the ball was played into his feet. He held it well and he passed it well. He looks all right to me. So I'd like to see him get a start at weekend with Marshall. Obviously, they'll go with a back four, surely to God.
We've got to. That's what I mean. We can't be going 3-5-2 at home to Watford.
So I think Williams will probably be left out. So you probably have Matic, Fernandes and Fred. And then you hopefully Garlo, Marshall, and I don't mind either Juan Mata or Dan James. That's what I like to say. And I think it's a strong enough team to have a good win.
Absolutely. Who's your man of the match to finish off?
I've got to say Luke Shaw again.
Yeah.
Got to say Luke Shaw.
He was good, wasn't he? Right, listen, I'll let you get off with the boys. Nice one, Rick. Always a pleasure. Lads. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.